the mid-range torque here is really good. You don't even need to spin out the engine much. 2.5 to 4,500 is where it's really at, power-wise. Shifts are so nice and smooth. Hello there everyone, welcome to another episode of DM Car Reviews. Today we are driving a 2012 Audi A4 2.0T Quattro on our channel. I want to say a huge thank you to Patriot Auto Group of Stafford and Stafford, Virginia for providing me this car, especially Abdul. You will see all his information up top, so if you're on the market for a used car, reach out to him. He's got some great vehicles, but let's fire her up. So I recently got to drive the 2024 version of this car, and when I came across this, I said to myself, I gotta drive this. I want to compare the new one to this one and see what has changed in almost 15 years in terms of the models, because this is the same exact model that they had in 2009, so nothing changed. But let's go get started and check out the exterior of this A4. This specific A4 appears to be in really nice shape and is the direct competitor to the BMW 328i, the Infiniti G37, and the Mercedes C300. We also have the Lexus IS 250, and they're about the same on the power. This is 211 horsepower, and the Lexus is, I think, 200 also, something like that. Now, from the actual design of the car, you will notice that many things have actually remained the same throughout the years. For example, the wipers. They literally look identical to the ones that are used today. The sunroof. And just the whole proportions and the whole design of the car has really not changed that much. Let's check out the rear seat. We got nice solid doors. They are heavy. You can tell they're well made. Soft touch materials, aluminum. So this right here, you could definitely mistaken this with a VW product. Same door handles I had on my Volkswagen Arteon. And hopping back here, I'm 6'2", still got ample space. And it's exactly the same rear seat as in the new A4. Same angle, same incline, same exact comfort level. Nothing has changed in these years, absolutely. At all. Good leather. The only addition with the new one is you got like the actual physical temperature showing here. Cigarette lighter. Now the question is, how do you close all of this? Because apparently, okay, we'll leave it like that. We got the pockets. There we go, that's how you close it. Headliner, lights right here. Let's go take a look at the trunk. Comes right up. As you can see, it's a well-sized trunk. There is a lot of space for this class. You can put in a lot of suitcases, all the things you need. You got a spare tire down there. Looks good. And now the best part, the engine. This again is a 2.0T. This is, I believe, the Gen 2, not the Gen 3, E8 888 engine. All right. So over the years, Audi has, well, Volkswagen has evolved this engine to be more reliable and more potent. So this specific car comes with the 8-speed ZF automatic, not the 7-speed dual clutch. So for normal driving and just, you know, highway driving, I definitely prefer the 8-speed over the 7-speed DCT. The only place where the DCT has an advantage over this is if you just floor it off idle. There's less lag than in the 8-speeds. And when we do the 0 to 60 test, that's where it will be very evident. Now hopping into the cabin, I actually like this way more than the new A4. So starting from the physical gauges, this has 87,000 miles. It looks very nice, clean. We have physical dials, buttons, and you can also click map. We got this circly knob, also physical buttons here, CD player, glove box. Again, VW's, Audi's famous adjustable armrest. Some more space, sunroof, garage door opener. This is pure Volkswagen right here. This is pure Volkswagen. Glasses holder. Let's do a wiper test. Same wipers as the new A4. Good loud horn, soft touch materials. This one does not have a backup camera, so we'll leave it at that. We got memory seats, cruise control. The steering wheel could be thicker, although this is just traditional older style Audi. BMW has a sportier M wheel if we're comparing the two. But let's get started on our drive and take this A4 for a spin. We're gonna start out in drive mode. We got a hanging pedal, just like in VW. And this engine has a lot of mid-range torque. So when you apply a little bit of the throttle, it starts to go really well. We're gonna let the traffic through so we have a little bit of space to do our first acceleration test. All right, let's leave them some space, head on out here and go full throttle. Not bad, not bad at all. Good acceleration, definitely has some get up and go. We're gonna go back to drive. So one of the first impressions that I can point out is how smooth and how quiet this cabin is, and how smooth the ride is and how quiet the cabin here is. In terms of the driving feel, this definitely does feel more athletic and ambitious than the new A4. Although the new A4 does have some more pull, this has less pull in terms of power. But the handling feel here is definitely better. It's more responsive, the steering is firmer. This car is closer to the BMW territory rather than the Lexus or like Audi traditional handling. This is more sporty. Still to the lighter side, but way more engaging and informative than the new A4. The cabin insulation from, the engine sound is very similar to the new one. I don't hear any major differences. Very responsive throttle. And I like the feeling of this A4. It's very easy to drive, it's nimble. You got good visibility, a comfortable seating position. I can see everything around me really well. We got the auto dimming mirror with a compass. And this shifter, it feels great. You can actually rest your hand like this in one line if you like to. Brakes are not bad. The mid-range torque here is really good. You don't even need to spin out the engine much. 2.5 to 4.5 thousand is where it's really at, power-wise. Again, handling is very solid. It's so planted, grippy, close to the road. Love it. As one commenter on my page said, that the A4 is really just an all-wheel drive GLI, and I can kind of agree with that, especially in this body style. I definitely prefer the driving dynamics of this A4 over the new one. I don't feel any body lean. It just feels awesome. The cabin design here is also way better than the new one, I think. It has a screen that feels like it's pointed towards me just a little bit. Just a little bit. And all the buttons, the shifter, the design, it feels much cozier than the new A4 with that tablet right here. Because the new A4 feels very flat inside and outside. It's just like a flat panel, a wheel, and a tablet. I like this more. As you can see, acceleration here is not a problem whatsoever. It's tons powerful for any kind of driving style, and I'm sure with the stage 1 it's even faster. But even stock power is more than plenty. There's just so much low end and mid-range torque, it's amazing. You know, I'm just applying 30% throttle right now, and look at how it's building speed easily. And the other part about Audis is you don't feel any speed. And here you can perfectly tell that. You are not feeling speed at all. 70, 80 feels like 40 at most. And I actually like how this gearbox responds at speed. It feels more responsive to me at highway speed than the DCT. At least in comfort mode, drive mode. But let's begin our warm-up 0 to 60 once we turn around. And we'll proceed back and then do some freeway driving. Alright, well, let's do our first 0 to 60 here. This is not usually the best trade for this, but it's a good benchmark. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Thinks for a little bit and then we go. .6 seconds, not bad. And just like that, we are up to our 1/8 mile. Once we get to our normal highway, I'm sure we'll be able to post better times than we did now. But still, first attempt with the AC in this hot day, humid day, we did a 7.6 on this road. That's a great time. I think that is better than what I did in the IS250. But let's keep driving and we'll get back to the 0 to 60 a little bit later. Let's go take a couple of curves in this A4. Holds the gear. Here's a sharp left turn. I also like how instantly the torque and power comes on here when you're in the right RPM range. You don't have to apply much gas. Just a little bit and it's going. Yeah, as you can see, the cornering here is just flawless. It's not as aggressive as a 3 Series on the handling, but it's very good. It's definitely on par with the IS250 that I drove in terms of sportiness, and I actually I think I may like this even more. But so far it's hard for me to decide which one I prefer. They're very similar in their characteristics. This just has more stability, I would say. And I do like the way this car feels more than per se G37 in the handling department. The G is also nice, but it's just a little bit more old school. It's got a louder engine and it's naturally aspirated, so here you don't have to push it that much to get going, whereas the G37 likes to spin higher, which is also a cool thing if you like higher revving engines. But this is more like a diesel. Yeah, diesel would be a great comparison to how this car feels. It feels like a diesel, a turbo diesel. So their 2.0 T is definitely geared, built like that. But let's take her out on the freeway and do some final runs and wrap up the test drive. All right, so let's do a quick run right here. We're gonna come to a full stop. This is just our first iteration. All right, 3, 2, 1. Shifts are so nice and smooth. 7.39, so similar time, a little bit better than before. But this run that we're gonna do now is just gonna be our most aggressive run, time-wise. We're gonna let these guys through, and we're going to boost her. See what that will do for us, if it does anything. All right, so let's boost her. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Good start. We got the Ajax shifts going. 6.4 seconds. Excellent. And 9.68 on the 1/8 mile. So as you can see, over the years, everything still works. All right, let's go back to drive. And let's see our trap speed here. History, drag. And we did 76.16 miles per hour. Not bad. That is not bad at all, with a 6.43 0 to 60 run. Now let's test the speedometer accuracy, see how accurate it is. So at 68, we're seeing 66, 70, 68.4. Very accurate speedometer too. On the highway, it feels just as amazing as everywhere else. So effortless on the power. Seriously, this is enough for 99% of the drivers. And once you're in highway speed, I don't feel much difference between this or the new A4, like genuinely. When I put the pedal down on both, they both get up to speed well. But this is definitely a more smooth experience than the new A4, I feel like. The shifts just feel more smooth. Let's check the U-turn radius. I like the traction here too, it's just so good. So to summarize this test drive, what did I think about this A4? I absolutely love it. I think it's a solid, magnificent vehicle that drives beautifully. I actually like this more than the new A4 in many ways. I like the handling more, I like the interior more. You know, cabin quietness is exactly the same. Seats feel virtually the same, but these are amazing seats. I actually like the way this car like feels more, just generally, and it's a great bargain after all these years. Drives like a new car, accelerates like factory from the factory. Amazing, I love it. Definitely highly recommended. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button, and till next time.